Greetings YouTube, JC, Bad Edit Pro with a video about audio, and I would like to introduce you to an old friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Shure M92E Phono Cartridge. According to my research, they were introduced to the market in 1983. And I used to buy these back in the late 80s when I was really into restoring audio equipment. I would go out and buy old tape recorders, amplifiers, turntables, what have you. And I would fix them up and sell them or give them away just for fun. Well, when I would come across a turntable that needed a new cartridge, this would be the cartridge I would buy. Why? Because in those days they ran about $25. And the audio quality is not bad at all. As a matter of fact, these cartridges are very underrated, and the few reviews that I found about this cartridge seem to speak of it disparagingly. However, I think that's because of the price. You can still buy these. The market is flooded with them, as a matter of fact, and you can get them very cheap. I bought one for $17 and put it on my turntable today. And here's a picture of a Shure M92E with the adapter that comes with the cartridge, and it's on a standard half-inch head shell, so either way this works just fine. The reason why I bought one of these is because my beloved Stanton L720EE, which you see a picture of here, died. It started to make all kinds of funny noises, and I replaced the stylus, and turns out that the sibilance went through the roof, which is splatter on S's and high-end cymbals and things like that. And I finally realized that it was the cartridge itself and not the stylus, and that's probably due to the fact that the cartridge that I had came with the turntable, so it could be quite old. Cartridges are like headphones and speakers and microphones. They will wear out. And like headphones, speakers, and microphones, the audio quality of a cartridge is highly subjective to the listener. Now, if you are looking to get a cartridge that has a lot of highs and a lot of lows, like an audiophile cartridge that has a bass bump, then this is not the one for you. The audio reproduction is very flat, and we're looking at Shure's webpage with the specifications for this cartridge right now. So you get the P-mount cartridge with a universal adapter. It's a moving magnet cartridge, and it talks about the cantilever, and it also talks about the stylus, and they call it a biradial stylus, which basically means it's an elliptical stylus. And because it is an elliptical stylus, it's going to track with very low distortion, and this cartridge does. It'll track anything. There is very little splatter on the high end from this cartridge. Tracking force is pretty standard for a P-mount cartridge. They are looking for you to, track it at 1.25 grams. And then they have a trackability thing there, which is a number that doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I can tell you from playing 3 or 4 records today that this thing does track very, very well. The frequency response is 20 to 18. As I said before, it is relatively flat. So the channel difference is rated at 2 dB, which is, pretty standard. Channel separation is the one number that is a little bit lower than everybody else. When you look at cartridges, it's usually 25 to 35 dB, depending on the cartridge. According to Shure, they say that this is 20 dB. However, I would venture to guess that this is an old number, because the cartridge that I have, the one that I got, seems to have very nice stereo imaging, and the output voltage, as you can see, is pretty average for a P-mount cartridge, but it's better than the Stanton. The Stanton's output voltage was only 3.2, and this one is saying that it does 5.0 millivolts, and it is louder. So if you have a nice preamplifier, this would definitely be the way to go. And of course, it's the P-mount weight of 5.9 grams. And there's some other things here, the height and the stylus here. The replacement stylus is the N92E. They run just under $15 US, which isn't bad considering that the authentic Stanton stylus runs about $25, and the styluses are essentially the same. So you're saying, okay, you're showing me the numbers. What does it really sound like? Well, before I go, I will tell you that I was very impressed with the sound of this cartridge, having come from the Stanton before the Stanton went downhill significantly. I was very impressed with the sound. Like I said, you're not going to get, that punched out high end or really thumpy lows that you would expect from like an audiophile cartridge. However, this cartridge makes up for it with a very clean and very honest sound. It pretty much plays whatever is on that record. And I think it's a pretty good deal, especially since you can get them for under $20 US now. It seems that Shure has flooded the market with these. It is the Shure M92E Phono Cartridge. I think it's one of the best kept secrets in audio. Thanks for watching the video. JC, Bad Edit Pro, waving bye-bye.